Welcome, welcome. Elisa Meredith here, and I am thrilled to have you back for the show. We have a very exciting show today. We have JJ Gatt with us, and we have Jeff C., who is trying to get back in to StreamYard. So we'll see how that goes. Just quickly to introduce JJ, who's in the green room here. She helps creators such as bloggers, YouTubers, social media influencers, podcasters, makers, Etsy shop owners, as a content creator and Pinterest marketer. She just relaunched a 10-year-old YouTube channel, which I need to know about that. But I don't know if we're going to have time for that today because my friend Jeff here is here to keep me on track because I always have a million more questions than we have time for.
That's right. Come on, Elisa, get going. It's already a minute past the hour.
I know, we haven't gotten into it yet. But what we're going to get into today is a very fast-paced, very fun show where we talk about what is in and what is out as far as Pinterest marketing goes. And I expect that we will have some disagreement. So we will have some...
I already will disagree with you. Yeah, you're already wrong.
You disagree with everything I say.
You're already wrong. Yes, whatever the first one is, you're wrong.
Yes, no. I'm sure I am. Okay, so let's start with one. Are we ready to go?
Ready.
Thanks,
I think
JJ.
my cameras are with me. Okay.
Okay. In or out? I'm going to start. We'll take turns. Pinterest group boards.
Out, kind of.
What do you think, Jeff?
I would agree that they are. I mean, I still use them because I have friends, and I don't. I don't get to go outside anymore, and so I would say they're out. But I still use them because I still like to pin like Elisa's stuff and other friends. So they're out though. I mean, because Pinterest haven't they even said? And you can quote, you can figure this out. But they have said that they are de-emphasizing group board content.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're right. So I think that's what JJ was getting at, right? So they still work and they're still great, but they're not good for content distribution.
No.
Completely agree. We have Jana is here. I talked to Jana yesterday on her art podcast. That was exciting, and I learned a lot. Cool. Yeah, and she's happy to see us back together again. Yay! And with JJ here to between us.
Separate us.
That's right.
It's got to be between us because we will start fighting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. So let me just let you know where you can find JJ as you're enjoying all of her insights here today. And that's jjgatt.com. Gatt like cat. And we'll see if we get a little feline.
Yeah, if it's Elisa's house.
Yeah, we usually do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect situation. Perfect.
Yes,
situation.
Perfect. No pun intended, or maybe it was.
So bad.
So bad.
I'm here all week.
Great. Okay, so board covers, that's kind of a mixed answer. All right. I mean, group boards is a mixed answer. Who wants to go next? JJ, why don't you go next?
Yeah, well, board covers definitely in, but the traditional board covers that allowed you to have the last pinned items appear, I think that's out. And the reason why that's out, do we give a reason why it's out?
Yeah, so are you talking about board covers or a profile photo cover?
Oh, board covers. Oh, board covers. Oh. Well, I failed the test.
Well, okay, so the board cover is when you go to your saved boards and you have all the individual boards. Some people are really particular about putting a specific pin on them. And sometimes they'll design a specific image just to go there.
No.
And you're shaking your head no, Jeff?
Somebody was saying, who was it on our when we were the show we did last with the other girl from Clubhouse, did she say she still does board covers?
Oh yes, it was Jana Osofsky, right?
Okay.
Didn't she say that she still does it?
She does. I have thoughts on that, but what do you think?
I think my time on Pinterest will be served better doing something else. So I don't think it's wrong. If you want to do them, I would say go ahead, but I would rather take that time and design. Heard from experts. So you know what? If that tickles your fancy, then I would do it. But I would rather spend time creating content like idea pins or redoing other things than going through and doing board covers. I mean, I've never really gone and like, I want to follow that person when I see their profile. after seeing their board covers. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I think it looks like aesthetically pleasing maybe, and it's kind of cool, but it's not, it doesn't cause me to follow or not follow somebody if I see that, oh my gosh, Elisa doesn't have board covers.
So offensive. Now, Jeff, you have frozen again.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I may have to reboot. And can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
You're frozen. And if I sound hollow, I forgot to get the headphones.
A little bit, but it's not bad.
It's not bad? Okay. I'm going to see if I can text someone to bring me his headphones. But
yes, okay.
I know. That's the one thing about having a house full of people. You can text like, bring me headphones.
That's right.
But the thing about board covers is whenever I've seen them, especially when they're really nicely designed, personally for me, they seem too formulaic. And Pinterest, to me, it's always been a platform of just beautiful, aesthetically things, naturally organic as they come to you. Yeah. And you get inspired. The thing about board covers is that they're just, it says like it's static. It's like this is it. This is my feed. This is what I have to offer, and everything's going to fit in this nice, neat category. And perhaps because, and it's okay if other people do it, but I think perhaps because I offer a lifestyle platform, and I myself and the people who sometimes I help along are bloggers or creators who are creating lifestyle images. So it could be nails, it could be food, it could be fashion, design, it could be a home. So I want to see a cover that represents, you can do it aesthetically pleasing. So let's say you have one of those filters or one of those presets where it's like high contrast, or it's lots of color, or it's like muted grays and tans. And so you can have a pretty aesthetically pleasing board cover, but I prefer it if it's of an image, if it's of something that's inspiring. When you have the too coif and structured with the lines, that's too perfect. It turns me off personally. So yeah. So now that I got the homework assignment, board covers no.
Board covers no. Okay, I'm going to agree with you. I think if you want to do them, fine. I think they're more important now than they used to be, only because idea pins are sending people to your profile more. But even still, they would have to switch from either the shop or created tab over to your saved. And I just don't think people are going to do that. I don't think they pay that much attention. So I don't want to spend time doing that myself. All right, Jeff hopped off for a second, so he misses his turn, and I'm going to take this one. Okay, repinning. So if you're not familiar with repinning, that means saving the same pin, usually to your own website, over again. It's usually to another board, sometimes to the same board. In or out, JJ?
It is, this is going to be controversial.
Okay. We're not going to yell at you.
Okay. It's in with limitations, and with you do it with purpose, and it's part of your plan, and you have a method to it, because we all know that Pinterest still is focusing on fresh pins, where they want either something that's a fresh image, a fresh pin, ideally from a fresh URL if possible. And if you do repeat it, Pinterest has said, and they prefer you space it out at least by 2 weeks or so. Otherwise, you might get penalized and they'll consider you spam. So with that in mind, I would space them out and not repin. However, I do think it's a good idea as a practice, and I have done this before, is go through the pins that other people are saving. And if you can see another pin, and rather than pin it straight from your URL, take it from someone else who saved it and repin it onto your board, because that gives you an algorithmic boost. And I don't think that's bad practice. I'm not quite sure, because I don't think it's outlawed to take a pin that someone else pinned and pin it back onto your board, versus you going to your board and pinning it back in your board. But that just kind of like helps resurface it. I don't know if that's
I don't know if it matters, honestly.
Yeah, but I've done that, and that's helped me stay, when everyone's dipping, you do that. It's kind of like you're bringing it back. It's a really good pin.
Interesting.
You're introducing it back into that board, a relevant board, or you can put it into another board that's relevant. For example, for my pregnancy blog or my parenting blog, I have different parenting topics. So I have ones, they tell us just to do one board for your blog, and then one for the different categories that's related to, why you're on Pinterest or your business. And so on one pin, they fit in different boards. So if I repin something from one board, I can put it on another board. It's fresh to that board. It's not fresh to the Pinterest ecosystem, but it's a good way of recycling it algorithmically, because you're kind of taking it and repinning in your own surface. So you get like an algorithmic boost by repinning. So repinning, but with purpose and plan and intention, not just randomly, just like, I'm out of town, let me just repin without thinking of the consequences of it. So
yeah, we did find when I was at Tailwind that the very first time your pin goes out has the biggest impact. So you get the most repins that first time, and it drops off tremendously after that first one. So that's why it's so important to share it to the most relevant board first, right? Because Pinterest is looking for that consistency with keywords across your board names and your pin titles and your pin descriptions. But I kind of agree with you. I feel like repinning, I don't know, it doesn't take long, so it's not like it's a waste of time. But I think if you can make a new image for that piece of content, I know you're going to get a lot better results. So I'm going to say it's kind of out. Yeah. And if anyone watching wants to weigh in, we would love to hear your vote and why you're voting that way. If you like to contribute, Robin is here. Hey, Robin, we're great together. I'm sure she doesn't mean me and Jeff.
I don't know what's going on with this crazy.
Welcome back.
Oh, man, I had to reboot.
Is it too hot there or something?
No, it's not. It's been rainy. It's okay. I don't
Really?
know. Somebody just doesn't want us to do this show together.
Oh man, they can't keep us apart. No, not going to happen. Well, I'm afraid we skipped your turn. So would you like to go next?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I didn't get a skip. What do you want me to talk about? What's out on Pinterest?
There's a list, Jeff. There's a list.
Where?
I always have a list.
You didn't send me. You had the wrong title.
It's in the private chat, Jeff.
Private. Okay, here it is. Let me click on that. Let me go. I don't even know what we're doing. I just thought you wanted my opinion on what's in or out.
Yeah, well,
so you did group boards. You did board covers.
Yeah, we did repinning, and we decided it was like mostly out. Yeah, mostly out.
So, pinning other people's content, is that mine?
That is yours, yes.
So I know you don't agree with me on this one.
Okay.
But I still like to pin other people's content.
Me too.
So, and Elise says she's just mean, I think is what it is. But I like to share other people's content because it's an old habit, and I still like communities to do that with. I mean, we talked about group boards, but whatever. But I have a private group board where it's just me and Peg Fitzpatrick, and it's about Instagram, and we share each other's stuff there all the time, and that board ranks on Google. So. I still share Elisa's if I see it. If she actually makes some new content, I actually will share it. But I still like. I mean, one of the things is for a long time, and I still feel a little bit this way. There's people that I trust on Pinterest. Like I know their stuff they pin is good, and it would resonate with my audience. And so I'm all about my audience and letting them see stuff that I think is good, and that's what I do it for. And so I know it doesn't, but I still think if you scratch somebody's back, they scratch yours. And so that's my philosophy, and I ain't going to change it no matter what Elisa says.
Hey, I'm going to disagree with you and say I don't disagree with you.
You changed your tune then.
No. It has never changed. So you do not have to share other people's content in order for your content to do well and to increase your traffic. However, people want to share other people's content to be nice or because they want to go back and read it later. So what I say is super out is that 80-20 rule.
Oh yeah.
Right? That was never even a thing. It was just people demanded to have some kind of hard number. And so, marketing people gave it to them. You do not have to share other people's content. Here's another reason though why you might want to. When you share other people's content, it will show up in your analytics, right? So your dashboard analytics, and you can see what content is doing really well as far as even clicks goes. So you can get ideas for what kind of content you ought to be creating by seeing that information. That's the only way I can see how Jeff's pins are doing is to to share them myself. Yeah.
But I wouldn't share competitor stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like if you were a business just to see it, I wouldn't share. If you were a flower shop and the other flower shop locally is doing the same thing, I wouldn't share their content just to see what was going on. So that I see what you're saying though.
Okay. All right. So I think, ultimately the three of us kind of agree on that one.
I agree more with Jeff than you, Alyssa.
I like you already.
Up on me.
Yeah. JJ, you're awesome.
Yeah, because and it's funny because I have this debate with Jana on Clubhouse. That's where I met Jana and a lot of the Pinterest marketers. I'm sort of new to the Pinterest marketing sort of world and field, and we would do the back and forth, and they were always saying no pinning, and I would be like, no, I'm going to repin other people's things, because the reason why is because, again, it depends on the niche. So my niche, my area is like creators and influencers and content creators. And so I have a parenting lifestyle blog. So I look at it from the perspective of my audience. I'm curating this beautiful space where they want, they say, oh, if I follow this person, and this is kind of old school, this account they're going to curate the best experiences for me. They're going to curate great ideas. So that's a reason to follow them. And then now the Pinterest is moving back towards, I don't know if they're moving, if they ever didn't do this, but now that they're encouraging, because of that follow, call to action that's in there, people to actually come see your board. So if they come, they can say, oh, this person is curating the best styles, the best nails, the best hair, the best recipes. Let me follow them. And I don't have all of the best. So I'll repin so my account looks beautiful. So I'll someone more likely to say, okay, I'm going to follow this account. So I'm getting great, and the curation. They say content is king, and what they say,
curation is queen or something.
Yeah, something like, I don't know. The Dutch or Duke or Duchess, but curation is really, really key, because you follow the people who, all the social platforms, who's bringing you the best content, especially like on Twitter. Like, you follow certain accounts because they're going to be retweeting and bringing the most dynamic, interesting stuff, new. So you don't have to do it. You can just follow them, and they're going to bring it for you. So I would look from that perspective. Okay.
See, Pinterest really wants us to get away from the curation, though. They want creation. Here's something I think we could all look at. Okay, you go look in your stream, look at the pins you're seeing in your search results, look at it, see who pinned it. Was it the content creator or was it a content curator? I'm guessing it's going to be the creator if they have claimed their website. So I would say I really don't think curation is that valuable. I see what you're saying, but I don't.
So here's the thing. I know they want creators in there.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to go off a little tangent. But until they start giving us some more, they're going to get themselves in a pickle if they don't start like really boost. I mean, I like idea pins. That's really great. I think that's good. Give us a link.
They're not going to give us a link.
I know, but
they're
the problem is tags. if you've seen everybody talking in these groups, how their traffic and stuff is going down there.
Yeah.
If Pinterest doesn't really pay attention to the community, they're going to hurt themselves. I mean, I saw some stuff either on Forbes or something else about Pinterest and their they were kind of flat this month, with the user
growth.
And that was scary because they need to increase overseas. If they were flat over there where other people are growing. So they need to do some stuff I know they want to keep people, like every other platform, keep them on site, but I'm off, sorry, on a tangent, but I still think curation, because my account hasn't been, I curate a lot. I mean, I do. And my account hasn't got hit. I've got over views a month, and my stuff still performs pretty well over there. I mean, you can tell because you steal my stuff and put it up there. So, I mean, just see what
share. I like to share.
But I still think like people like to see the content. I mean, does it make a difference? I don't think it as much as it used to, but on the long term, the big scheme of things, I think people. I don't know. I think people seeing you share stuff gets them to share your stuff more.
I don't think they notice. I don't think they notice.
That's where I disagree with you. I don't think they notice. I think it's for the new people. It's not for the return visitor, for the person.
But every time, so Peg Fitzpatrick knows I share her stuff all the time.
Okay.
So if she sees my stuff, she's going to share it.
Oh, naturally. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Real relationship stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think we kind of, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one.
And I'm right. So that's all right.
Of course. You know what, though, Jeff? I have the controls now. I have this. And I will say about this StreamYard thing that the button to remove people is a lot easier than the one to change to solo layout. So
I know.
I'm always afraid I'm going to kick you out.
When I do my show, I have it set with my Stream Deck, so I don't even use software stuff. It's all my Stream Deck.
You're very fancy.
I know that's why they pay me the big bucks to do this.
Obviously. So. Okay. All right, JJ, you want to take the next one?
Sure. Now you got me all off the app. Look, he's like, go to your stream. So I was like, let me go to my stream.
I know. And if you're watching or if you're watching the replay, vote along with us. We want to hear what you have to say.
Pinning 50 or more times a day? Definitely out.
I love your face on that one.
No.
Yeah, totally out.
I mean, there's nothing else to say about that.
Apparently there is.
Here we go. I will say something. Unless you are a big company like HubSpot or Kim Garst or somebody like that, because like Kim has 20 years of content, that's still, a lot of it's still evergreen and still relevant. So I'm not saying 50 pins a day. I think that's out of control, but I think it does matter on how much content you have. Like if you're writing like every other week a blog post article, you're not going to have a lot of stuff to pin because it's just you're limited in what you can do. But people who've got teams and like big, like Gary Vaynerchuk, and they can create all that stuff. So I think it depends on how big your organization is.
Totally.
So.
Same thing with products. Like if you have products coming out every day, you're going to have a bunch of pins going out.
Or if you have a catalog with, like when I worked for that chocolate factory, they had tons of stuff, and then it was seasonal. And then, so they could really crank out the content because they had multiple images in their catalogs for multiple SKUs. And so, it just depends.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. All right, next one.
Easy.
That was an easy one. Yeah, we agreed on that one. Yeah. No fighting. Okay. The next one is idea pins, in or outs.
According to who? Pinterest?
According to you. According to you.
Now,
you.
I poo-pooed idea pins for the longest time. Yeah. But I'm using them in my repurposing strategy for my videos. Mm-hmm. And I got an email the other day, this week, actually. It's like, your pins have been viewed 50,000 times. Wow. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Has it grown my account? I don't know. But they're getting views. So.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think, JJ?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a Pinterest strategy that includes daily idea pins. Like in my workflow, I have a subsection that says dailies. There's certain things you do every week, every month, every 2 weeks. So on my dailies, because I do YouTube. So every day I have to do a community query or whatever, because YouTube says you have to do that. And then for Pinterest, I don't always succeed. But the plan is to do an idea pin every single day because it's helping my account grow. And I had idea pins since the beta test last March or spring, whenever they started it. So I've been on it for a long time. And then I want to give back so I know the benefits of idea pins. I know it's helped me grow my account, grow attention to it. And I'm seeing the residual effects of people come into my account and then they'll see other things. And I have static pins and video pins that link back to places. And so I'm getting the benefit of doing idea pins and have been. And my account grew, I think, by 10K because I was one of those early adopters. And when Pinterest decided to show people this is what's next, back when it was called story pins. So they would put this big bright red button at the bottom of it, behind it. So one day I used to just wake up and just get all these follows because there weren't that many people who had idea pins. And you guys, maybe this is why you were hating it, Jeff. Pinterest forced it on you, and I used to see people in the comments saying, "What are these stupid circles? What are these people?" I'm tired of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
stuff out of here. I don't care about this. So because they forced us on them, some people you're bound to find people who liked you, and so my account grew by 10K just from when Pinterest was pushing idea pins on people last summer. So because of that, it's kind of like, wow, this has been great for me, doing this resource. So I'm all about idea pins. I'm all in, and I just, I do idea pin every single day.
Every single day. That's a lot. Wow.
I tried to. I did one. Yes, I did one about the high-waisted bathing suits.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have time to show some of those on screen.
So JJ, I want to hijack the show because I have questions. Because JJ's a big YouTuber. Have you done any cross promotion? And I think Laura Reich does this too, of between Pinterest driving traffic to your YouTube channel to grow that, like with maybe using shorts as idea pins or anything like that? What are your strategies on that?
Yeah, shorts is idea pin. And shorts is so new for those of you in the audience who aren't familiar. It's YouTube's take on TikTok, which is vertical content in short format with some popular music using trends. So YouTube is sort of doing that as well and promoting it. And I have done the repurposing thing where you create a vertical piece of content. And I feel like I just did that this week where I take a piece of content, I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to make it an idea pin. I'm going to share it on TikTok, and I'm going to share it on Instagram. But what I've learned is that, and I do have a Reels and TikTok / idea pin / shorts on this, is that every single different platform, the audience prefers content a specific way. So you'll see different types of reaction. So I did this actually long time ago. I took a pen. It was like me doing exercise dice. It was like COVID. Like if you got COVID 10, COVID 15, whatever amount of weight that people put on doing COVID. So I had an exercise dice and I threw it in the air and I just did this exercise and I put it on TikTok, Reels, story idea pins, back then story pins. And I put it on, YouTube didn't have shorts back then. So it was still early. The Pinterest did the best. It had the best reach on Pinterest because I don't know why, but I did want to show people, like when you repurpose content, it fits different ways. But that content did well because it was an exercise sort of thing, and it's an idea, and it's kind of like someone might not have thought about it. So it was really great for that platform. But since then, I've experimented and found, for example, on Reels, you take a Reels and you're pointing at different options like boom, 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 the music, that works well. But if you take that over to TikTok, the TikTokers are, what are you doing? So the TikTok, you got to repurpose it, stand in front of a green screen, screenshot the image and start saying right here, and it's the same content, but the TikTok audience resonate better when you're standing in front of the actual object and you're teaching by talking. They don't really care about all that dancing and all the training music as much. Only for digital content and content marketing TikTok, because that's a specific niche in TikTok. Dancing does well in TikTok, obviously. I know people are like, what is she talking about? But dancing does well. But for the digital instructional people who are in TikTok, who go to TikTok to get digital instructions, they prefer you tell them and point to the green screen and say, you need to do this, And then shorts, I think shorts is trying to figure itself out. It's kind of like, I don't really care for it that much, but I do care for idea pins because I've always had success for idea pins. So that's my jam, and I love it. And I would take that same content and it'll do so much better on Pinterest. Everything I do better on Pinterest. So
idea pins are in. Okay.
You used to be able to pin YouTube videos on Pinterest and they would play natively, but they think they took that away.
Oh, okay. Let me check.
Yeah, that's not good. JJ, what's your TikTok handle?
I think I have two. Just started. Let me see if we can find it. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's look at that. Let's look at my so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let me list it because I have two TikTok handles because
two. I'm
even scared. I can barely handle one.
I couldn't find my passwords. I was like, I'll just start.
That's good.
I've done that before. Do that sometimes. We just like
yes.
I'll just start again. So JJ Gap 2. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So look at the one where it says why you should do long tail keywords. That's the one when it's the green screen.
But that makes sense about make sure that you have the right. The audiences are different for each platform because for a long time a lot of people were taking TikToks and just throwing up on making video pins. Remember when like everything like in your
and they actually worked pretty well. But I think since Pinterest has come out and said don't do that, like they probably aren't gonna.
But you can download it.
That anymore.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good.
Sorry.
Whose turn is it now?
I don't know now. We're off the rails.
I know. Jeff, I think it's your turn.
We jumped the shark. Okay. Idea pins. So using board sections.
Yeah.
So I never did this because there was no value to it. It was almost to me like board covers. But I mean, now I'll take that back. So I did do it for when I was doing a course with Kim about video pins, and we had different sections inside of video pins that we shared with the class, but it was very specific for why we were doing it. And it wasn't for SEO. I mean, because there's not SEO for that. It's more of an organization thing. That's the only time I would ever do it for like a specific class or something I was sharing with a client or something like that. But I just don't see the value or the time spent doing board sections.
I'm afraid I have to agree with you. I hate to do it though.
Boom.
I hate to do it. Jay, do you agree?
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like time is one extra step. Like when I want to pen, it's like, what is this? Get out of here.
Well, the other thing is you can't schedule to section. And that was a huge thing at Tailwind. Like people are like, I want to schedule to a section. It's like, well, it doesn't give you better SEO juice to have a section in a big board. So I use them for myself if I want to reference, like for organization, if Jess said, or if I want to send people to a board specifically to look at stuff. But yeah, agree. Jeff got all fuzzy on us there. Okay.
Also, the school of thought, if you have to do a section, just do another board.
Yeah, I think so too.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, JJ.
Oh, nice. My turn.
You're up.
Man, I came so fast. I'm just like, I know this is like all over again. Failed the first quiz. My turn. Keyword stuffing descriptions. No, that is definitely out. Never, ever, ever do that. I participate. Never do that, boys and girls.
Never,
I participated in someone had a boot camp, Pinterest boot camp. And she said, I don't get the descriptions of keywords. Like, how do you stuff them all in there? And I was like, one thing, you don't stuff them in there.
So you don't.
Yeah, so no, you should not keyword stuff. I think Google, all of these search platforms, of which Pinterest is the #3 search engine in the world, have all said they do not like people because they know it's for gaming the system. They hate when people try to game the system. Rather, it's very easy to just make a fluid word, a fluid statement off it. Like I do hairstyles, natural hairstyle, including twists and braids and cornrows and all sorts of things for the natural hair community. All of those are keywords, but it's a comma and it makes sense and it flows and it's an actual sentence versus just throwing the words in there and having a word vomit. You're just
That's a really good example. And that reminds me, have you been on Pinterest on mobile and seen what they added yesterday?
I haven't updated.
Oh, well, I don't think you have to. So they added hair pattern filters. So
I did see that. I saw the news.
You can even do bald. Yeah. So if you search for something like glam hair, you're going to see protective, coily, curly, wavy, straight, and bald or shaved, which, I mean, like, I feel seen. I can now look at just curly hair.
They don't have anything about beards.
They don't. Beards, I'm sure. I know, right? You were mentioning all those hairstyles. I thought, oh, she's setting me up for this one. That's great, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pinterest. Thank you.
I appreciate this because I have a hair Pinterest account.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have so many accounts. I don't know how you keep them straight. Okay, so we had no argument about keyword stuffing. I'm not surprised about that one. Okay. Hashtags in or out?
Oh, this is good. This is controversial.
Hashtags in or out?
Whose turn is it?
I'm asking you answer. You guys can answer.
Oh, okay.
Start.
I say they're in, sort of out.
Ooh. Okay. Explain.
I know, right? So it's so funny because Jana, we mentioned Jana earlier on this live thing, because she and I always go back and forth because she's like fervent advocate for do not put hashtags, and her reasoning, which I understand, is that it distracts from the job of keywords. More important is keyword SEO optimization and studying and learning the practice of using proper keyword in order to rank, which is true, which is important. She feels like hashtags are distraction and there's almost like lazy and just kind of like just throwaway sort of thing as a habit, things we just do for the other platforms. At the end, when you finish doing their work, then the hashtag is an afterthought. I was like, oh, let me just throw some hashtags in there. And that's true. So then you just like cut and paste from either your hashtag app or your notes app and just take the same one without thinking, what are the words that I really should be including in here instead? So so that's, I understand that. So I do understand that. The reason why I was putting them in there and I still put in there and we still go back and forth from this, is I'm like, if you put 3 in there, at some point in the future, the way Pinterest is fickle, if they ever decides to make them activate them so they actually are clickable, you would have already had them and you'd have had if not, you have to go through the back and find the pins. And the reason regret is a thing, because now that Pinterest has idea pins and you can tag them, you can't tag old idea pins.
Oh, I know.
All my juicy idea pins that are like popping that I would love to tag right now, I can't. So if you have the ability to put a hashtag in there, just 3, just put in there so that way retroactively, in case Pinterest flips the script again, you don't have to go back. So that's my reason for doing it. So just 3, just 3.
Okay, that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, Jana says they're out for her because she doesn't search like that, and she doesn't think people search like that. I agree. They don't, and that's kind of why Pinterest said, like, don't worry about the hashtags. Just worry about using 1 to 2 keyword-rich sentences, and you're good to go. But I get what you're saying, JJ, because I know when hashtags came back in. I remember talking to Peg Fitzpatrick, and she was like, how could they do this? Because they for so long were like, they don't work. And like you said, now we have all these pins with no hashtags.
So I go with what Pinterest says because, I always go what they do. They just like idea pins. They said they're going to highlight them, and they do.
And they do. Yeah.
So, but I get what JJ's saying about the, they could bring them back. I'm just like, they are so bonkers when it comes to hashtags. I didn't like them when they were there. No. I don't like them. I'm not in the habit of putting them in there. I just don't.
Okay. Oh, I love the disagreements here. This is good. Yeah. This is good. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Jeff.
Oh, okay. Gotta get to the thingamabobber. So, hashtag third-party schedulers. Yeah. So this is a big. Every time something happens on Pinterest, they, instead of blaming their crappy pins, I can say that now because I'm on a different channel.
You can say that
on
now.
Their crappy pins that it's horrible. They are using scripty fonts that nobody can read. That they blame the something. They've got to blame something. So they usually blame the tool. It doesn't matter what tool. No. They blame the tool. There's been numerous studies from many different places that third-party scheduling tools have no. That doesn't affect your reach or any of that stuff. Now, that being said, you need to make sure that third-party tool that you're using is an official partner with Pinterest. So there was somebody who, I can't even remember what it was called, but that Pinterest took away their ability.
Remember
that?
Board
yeah,
Booster.
And it killed everybody's stuff. And it was anytime they ask for your login information and they're not an approved partner, that's a big warning flag. So, I'm just like, if people argue with me about it, or I don't even get in the threads anymore because it's a waste of time. They're going to believe that, then they can, they're flat earthers as far as I'm concerned.
But here's the thing. I think, yes, third-party tools, if they're a partner tool, absolutely. They do not hinder your reach. We did the studies. I've seen the numbers. Right. They don't. Now, there are people who swear up and down that when they pin manually, they get much better results. And you know what? I believe them. But the reason I believe them is because I think when you're doing it manually, you are slowing down. You are thinking through your titles. You're thinking through your descriptions. The board it goes on is the board just name and description good. I think it has nothing to do with the tool. It has to do with the mindset. So really what you need is that combination of thoughtfulness and automation.
I get that, but it still has nothing to do with if the tool works or not. So,
No, it doesn't. So,
but I agree with you that slowing down and they take more time on it. They're not just, slapping things around.
Yeah, getting 50 pins out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's another kind of controversial one. Static pins.
Oh, yeah.
When what we mean by that is just an image.
I think they're out kind of an in, out in terms of you're not going to get any reach if you post them. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, yeah. I got my kid brought me headphones. So you're not going to get a reach if you use them, but they're in if you use them for ads, and you use them as part of your ad strategy, because you can always do your ads. So you're doing warm leads, or you're doing lookalike ads, or you're doing like a ad campaign. So I've done recently an ad campaign with static pins, and they're doing great because it's targeted. I use all my keywords. I got a really nice image, and it's trending, and it's and I'm targeting like parents because it's a parent sort of thing. It's back to school. So your ad is going to go well. It doesn't have to be a video pin. So in terms of if you are strategic, but if you want some just organic reach.
JJ says they're out. What do you think?
I still think static pins have a place, and I think they're great for ad. I still get traffic from static pins.
Oh yeah.
But versus video pins, here's the static pins are easier to do. So I think you have a lot more low quality static pins. So if you can up your static pin game, I think you can rise to the top. Same with video. There's a lot of people are starting to do video pins now, and a lot of them are bad. I mean, they're bad. I mean, they're bad. And
Are they bad?
they're just like, oh my gosh. So I think that, it's going to be the same thing. I mean, video still pops more than anything else now. If you go through the feed, it's popping. And if you do it right, but I don't know about you, but most of the video pins that I see are promoted. I mean, once in a while, I'll see some, like I just saw one from Sally Howe, who is pushing Atomic Con. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's Andrew and Pete. That's really, they're pushing Atomic Con. And that was cool, the way they did that. But most of the time, if I scroll through my feed, it is promoted pins for the most part. Video, on the video thing. Like, it just really is. I don't know if it's just because of the algorithm for me, but I'm really seeing like the big, like there's a big one right there as the full size square video pin.
Full width video. Those are expensive.
Yes, but I see a lot of companies doing that. And anyway, I just think that in Tastemade, I see Tastemade's video pins all the time.
I love their stuff. I have to see it.
But I don't know if what do you think, Elisa? Because you're just kind of going through this list and you're not giving your opinion. What do you think about?
Oh, well, okay. So I'm going to pull from a conversation with Laura Reich on this channel yesterday. She has noticed with her client pins, especially, that like 1 week the idea pins will do really great. The next week, the static pins and video pins will do really well. So I think that they all work together. I think you should use all formats. Obviously, they don't get the distribution that idea pins get, but I think we should still use them. Another thing I'm noticing, because I'm looking at my analytics right now for the last month, almost every pin that's at the top as far as impressions goes is old.
Oh, can I say something about this?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, so far, twice during this live, Jeff has mentioned how something's working for him. So whenever he says that, I tell to myself, yes, it's working for me as well. But something that you and I have is that we have legacy accounts that are old. And I've been noticing this, and I told my fellow Pinterest marketers and the little communities that we have, is that Pinterest is kind of going back on this thing of wanting fresh pins, because I'm seeing my old static and then my old certain types of pins, video pins, whatever, that do fine. I think you said something like, oh, it's working for me. And it's like, yeah, it's working for me too. But I think it's like the algorithm, I think it's still rewarding us because the algorithm is familiar with us. It knows that when we do a pin, people are going to watch it. People are going to click through. They're going to save it. They're going to, because we already, it's kind of, we're established. And so it's going to push our content more, and especially our content. So if they have ads and they need the ads to get eyeballs, they know they can attach their ads to our pin because it's going to get the eyeballs. And I've had one pin that's like almost 10 million in impressions in 1 year, because it keeps doing what I've told people. My sister uses the term too. Keeps reviraling, if that's a word. It goes viral. Reviral. It keeps going viral
kind of
over
like
and over
Delta.
again.
Yeah. Okay.
Reviral. Yeah, exactly. It's bouncing back. COVID's like, I'm back, bitches. So it keeps coming back because each time there's a new trend. I think the algorithms are like, all right, what do we have in our bag of tricks we can stick. It's gonna work.
That's a really good idea.
And put some ads around it. Jeff had that pen. From last October, it did well. Let's bring that buddy back out here, and it'll bring it back out there, and then they know people are going to engage with it because they engaged before, and they're going to engage the second time, and they're going to push a bunch of ads on there and tell the ad buyers, "Look, we got you some eyeballs." So yeah.
And Jana's saying that video and idea pins are doing better, but not a lot of visits. Yeah,
I think also with the seasonality of pins is really important, because like Patrick has a cupcake pin that goes viral every year around the same time. The thing too, I think that Pinterest, because of we talked about their users were kind of static, and they're trying to. I still think they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. That's why I think, like you were saying, idea pins work 1 week, the other pins work another week. I think they're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. And what's going to be next? Is there going to be what else can they add?
Pinterest
other
Live.
than live video? Yeah,
who knows?
I mean, they've kind of teased it with some of their own stuff that they've done. So they've got the technology, but would people watch live on Pinterest?
I don't think so. But I didn't think my pins would work either. You think they will?
Oh yeah, here's the thing, because you, Jeff, Alyssa, me, we're not gonna watch it. But
Right. We're too old, right?
we're not. No. It's not
No, I
that. It's
think
not
so.
that. It's just there are people who love, who watch. What are those things called? The people who sell stuff.
QVC kind of stuff.
QVC, that QVC audience would
No
totally be in
way.
it. Yeah, I think so.
That
And
is interesting.
there's some people just like, I can't wait till I can be able to just sit down with my laptop in my bed and just watch somebody.
Oh, wow.
I think you may be onto something there, because I stream a lot on Amazon Live.
Oh, yeah.
And YouTube is coming out with live stuff. Facebook Shopping's doing it. Pinterest will not want to sit, because Pinterest to me is so e-commerce based, and they're continuing to go that way. It really, that's a good point. I think it really makes a lot of sense that it's going to go over there. So get your shopping hats on, get your selling stuff on, because it's probably coming.
There's your credit card. We only have one left. You better get it now. This is This last one.
I sell so much stuff. I sell so much stuff on Amazon. It's ridiculous that I just send my shows over there. Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Do you have a class on this?
I need to have one, because
yes, Jeff, you need to.
I've
been telling him for months.
It's really, I mean, I don't do any.
Sign me up.
Just about to retire.
Tomorrow we're talking all about it in my Friday show. That's a good plug.
Okay.
Right
check it out. Yeah, 11 Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Please send me the link.
Okay. You got to get on. Jeff, why don't you share how you sign up for those text alerts?
Oh, hey, pull me up full screen. I got it right here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So right there, you can text me
cool.
at that number, and you'll get reminders about the show. No spam, just the reminder of the show that's on Friday. But we're talking. We got some of my friends who helped me get on Amazon Live tomorrow. So I've actually got to go post the show after this. So they're really good. They've helped me, and so. But I make money every week, and I don't do hardly anything like you're supposed to. So
that's wonderful.
I love it.
Oh, Dawn is
really
here.
fun.
Hello, Dawn Ray. And Jana wanted to know where the show is. So hopefully you got that number. If you didn't, you can message Jeff later. I'm sure he will send it to you. JJ, now I really want to see QVC on Pinterest Live.
I think that's really man. Brilliant. If they do that, I am all in, because there's some you think of people like Holly Homer and some of our other friends who kill it with just Facebook shopping. Oh my gosh. And it's a built-in marketplace they could buy right there.
Yep.
They could take on Amazon.
Tag your affiliate products. They're opening up to more affiliate programs more and more. So that's very cool.
They just need digital products. They got to figure that out.
Yeah, they do. I don't know if they're going to prioritize that, but hopefully. Okay, JJ.
Oh,
you're next. You're next. We got to go lightning round with these.
All right. Okay. Damon pins.
This was yours. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't do that. That's out. Stop.
What in the world? Did people do that?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I get them all the time. They slow down a little bit. We did screen share, and I would show you. I got like over 1,000 DMs of people sending me their pins. I don't understand which Pinterest marketer, which YouTuber is telling people to do this as a good strategy of getting your pins out. I don't know.
It's Jeff. It's probably Jeff.
It's me.
It's crazy, and I don't know how to block it. I don't think Pinterest give me the opportunity to not accept DMs. Is that? Do you guys know? Is there a way not to?
I don't know. I just ignore it.
I don't even look in there.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm just like, if anyone's watching, you're doing this, don't do that, and stop, and tell your friends to stop.
Quit it.
Public service announcement.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's an in or out. No,
it's annoying.
Quit it. Okay.
Let's quit. Next.
You take the next one, because I want the one after that.
Okay. Okay. Replying to pin comments. I say it's in because
I'm so
of
bad.
idea
I
pins.
don't do it.
It's in.
It's in. Jeff, you need to do it.
I just don't have time to do it, because I get so much spam. Okay. Putting your face or yourself inside your pins. Now, I wanted this one because this was changed, I think, because back in the day when I used to do some consulting stuff, it was a big catalog. It was like Macy's. It was like a big
fancy.
Yeah, it wasn't Macy's, but it was one like it. So what we found out is like on Instagram, they would use the same picture, and it would have like the lady in the face shot in the sweater and all the stuff. But they would chop their face off for Pinterest, because people wanted to see themselves in that sweater.
Yeah,
and
we said that for years. Yeah,
I think that's out, because because Instagram was the selfie, and Facebook was like put yourself in it, that kind of thing. I mean, not Facebook, but Pinterest.
Yeah.
I think that's changed because with idea pins, with the shoppable pins, all that stuff, I don't think it matters anymore. I really don't.
Okay, what do you think, JJ?
Oh, I was looking at the perspective really quickly from Pinterest wanting to focus on the creator, where for the longest time it's not about me, the creator. I curate this feed for other people, for myself, but then it's not really about me. Who cares? You know what I mean? So Pinterest, because of the focus now on the creators and the influencers, they're trying to be Instagram all of a sudden. Then they're like telling people, come from behind the camera and feature it. So that's why you look at some of my idea pins. I was in there like,
yeah.
I don't
do that. I don't normally do that.
I think test it because with anything like, let's say you have a furniture, you're selling a couch. I would do a lifestyle photo with a family on the couch and then, tagging the couch. And I would do an isolated shot with the couch and I would test to see which one. Sure. That's what's cool about Pinterest. They don't penalize you for testing things. So and you say one thing and it's going to, be something else. So always test.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The next one is yours, JJ.
Oh, goodness. Let me see. That one came so fast. We're going so quickly. Putting CTAs inside. Yes, don't do that.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Oh, the call to actions inside idea pins or sending people off by saying, don't. Pinterest has said for best practices to avoid telling people, see more over here, or adding like a little hyperlink to where they can go off platform, because they're promoting people to stay on apps, stay on platform, shop on platform, learn on platform. They don't want to encourage pins that are sending people off the platform. And an idea pin, and this one was specifically for idea pins. Of course, you're going to just go off platform for a regular pin, but for your idea pin, no, don't have a CTA. And we used to even have arrows, but like click here. Click this.
Oh,
yeah. You can do follow me. Follow me.
Just follow me. Yes, right? That's all I do. I do follow me. Follow for more advice. Follow this account. That's what I do. Yeah,
but if you're putting a Bitly link on there, hoping they're going to type it in, they're going to figure it out, and you're going to be in trouble. Okay, that was unanimous agreement on that one.
Do you actually get in trouble, or does it just not work?
I think it's going to hurt your distribution.
Okay. Well, I was like, you're not going to get your account banned or something.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. I mean, I don't make no promises, but
Elisa said for sure. Make sure if your account gets banned, make sure you email her at Elisa
Yeah. Okay, last one. I'm going to take the last one because it's my turn. Expecting to sell at the first time someone clicks through on your pin.
Wah wah wah. No.
Out. Oh, look at JJ's face. That is definitely an.
They're saying, it used to be you have to be 30 touch points before you would make a sale. Kim Garst and I were talking the other day, and we think it's more like 60 to 100 with online stuff. I think it's gone way up, and they've got to. It's so competitive, and it's so much. There's so much crap out there. I think you have to be consistent and giving them content and have providing value for at least 60 times before they'll buy.
Interesting.
Yes. We were just talking about this. Everything. Yes to everything.
Yes, and get them on your email list. So they might not buy, but they may sign up for your email list the first time they come.
And email lists, I still think they're valuable, but there's also some other things we've got. That's why I'm doing that texting stuff. I think that being able, if you can get I have really high click-through rates on that text. That's why I like it, because it gets through the algorithms. People get blinded a little bit about email. I mean, I'm all about the list. Don't get me wrong, but we need to also think about ways we can, get them off onto something that we own. Like I own that text list. So,
Okay. So we have a couple comments here. Dawn says she says on idea pins to see more, follow whatever board instead of follow us. Okay. So sending them to a specific board that could work. Give them more of an idea about what you're sharing. Janet has a thought here for you, Jeff. I thought to do burn. I thought to do Amazon Live.
I am an influencer. I have an influencer account. So there, Jana. I got on it a long time ago.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
Little bitterness there, I guess.
Funny. That's so funny. I know she didn't mean it that way, but it sure sounded funny. Okay. So we have just a couple of minutes, and I want to show some of JJ's idea pins. So let us go look at them. I don't, why will that back not work? Now her handle is Belly Itch, which I think is hilarious. You have 3 kids. And so I assume that has something to do with that.
Yes. So just really quickly, when I was pregnant with my third child, with the first kid, a lot of with parents, they dote all of them. They give them the best life. Like my first son, he lived a really great life. Then the second kid, they get some perks, but they don't get the same stuff as the first kid. The third kid, she just like raising herself practically. So she's on her own. Yeah. She's on her own. She's independent and she's okay with it. She doesn't even want any siblings. She's good. So when I was pregnant with her, I was like, I'm not doing a baby book. And someone said blogging was still big. Someone said, why don't you do a baby blog? And I was like, hey, okay, yeah, why not? So I did a baby blog. So I'm originally from West Africa, Sierra Leone. I immigrated here in the United States when I was like 4. And so we still, my parents still have family back home. Like they're, if you hear them, they both have their African accent, really, really deep African accent. My husband is from Trinidad. And so he came here when he was for college. That's when we met in college. So when I was pregnant for the last kid, I was like, oh, that's a great way to let all the people that we have family in Canada and New York and West Africa and Caribbean keep up with the baby. And so I was doing this pregnancy blog, and there was these celebrities like Nicole Richie and Halle Berry were pregnant, and I didn't know better. I kind of knew, but I didn't care. I would take those pictures from Google and say, hey, just to do like a bump watch. So what happened is that started, so I should have been doing that. So I'd take their pictures and I would like, oh, look, they're pregnant with me. And that account just blew up. At some point, it was getting like a 500,000, 250,000 views, like every month. And I was like, what the heck? What's going on? And I didn't realize back then the way Google indexed images, they would show if someone came to Google's image and they would search for she was pregnant, Halle Berry's pregnancy, Google would show the last website that had that picture back then. They don't do that anymore. So my website was the last one because I had scraped it straight off or wherever I found it.
Oh, that is wild.
So I was getting all this traffic because when people search it, I was number one, just sitting there. But my blog, and so I kept getting all this traffic, and it was on Blogspot. Because remember Google purchased Blogspot, which is now Blogger. Yeah. So when they purchased it, this is anti-competitive, and they know their antitrust behavior. So they would push all of the blogs, all the content from their Blogger blog versus if you get a WordPress blog, later for you. But if you get a Blogger blog, they're pushing the Blogger blog to the top of the feed. So me with my Blogger blog with my stolen content, the blog started blowing up, and it just got so big. It became like a celebrity bump watch blog. And so then, I was creating content. I was posting every day. It was going pretty well. It was really great. And Pinterest came up. Pinterest became a thing. And so people would find my blog because this is the thing when you create content every day. When people are searching, there's content for them to pin. And so they would pin it. And I started getting all this traffic from Pinterest. I'm like, what is Pinterest? And there was a picture. Sofia Vergara was a model at the time. There was a picture of her backless dress. And I had an article on kind of like getting your body back after a baby, which would be banned on Pinterest today. But
we couldn't advertise it.
So and I was getting all this traffic, and I was like, "What is all this traffic coming from?" And then it was like, "Oh, it's coming from Pinterest. What's on Pinterest?" So what was the point again?
Well, now we know your whole family history, but
you were showing your pins off.
Yeah, I want to show your pins. Okay. So let's show your pins because what I really loved is the reason you created this very first pin here that we're looking at. Tell us why you created this and how it's doing.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's one of them. The one that I told you about was the celery one.
Oh, the celery one. Okay.
Yeah. If you could type, I'm gonna tell you about that one. If you could type in, I don't know, you're not gonna find that, and they got so many pins. You might have to type in. Let me try to think. Maybe I'll probably have to send it to you.
Okay. Put it in the chat.
So let me put it in the chat. Yeah, so you can click on it. It's gonna be hard to find because I did it. It's I created last August. Let me put it in the chat.
Okay.
So where do you find all your images? Do you take your own photos or do you?
She scrapes them off Google.
Yeah, I know. I totally steal them. No. And that's on my. Hey, you guys follow me on Instagram. On my Instagram feed, I have this post where I said where you can go get free high quality B-roll footage. It's unsplash.com.
Oh yeah,
I love Unsplash. Yeah.
Pexels and then Pixabay, where you can get great high quality images. And Creative Commons Zero, which is a licensing which says that you can use it, you can distribute it, you can put it on things, you can do all sorts of stuff. And then you do only CC0 licenses. You can do this. Anything else, you might have to get attribution or whatever like that. So on this pin, let me tell you the story about this pin.
Yeah, tell me.
It go really quick. So we Pinterest marketers are always telling people the way you rank in Pinterest, you do two things. You do searchable content and or if possible do trending content. So this pin is an example of me doing both. So at one time I went to Pinterest last August, this disgusting celery juice was trending. Everybody everybody and their grandmother was making this thing. And and so I was like, okay, I want to do a pin on that. But you know what? And so my sister was drinking it. And I was like, this is nasty. I mean, I gotta find something that's not disgusting. So I went to Pinterest. So that's the trend. So I went to Pinterest keyword search and I typed in celery juice that's not disgusting. And it was that was a trending thing. So there was and so I did my keyword search. It was high search volume. Lots of people were searching. They wanted this thing, but they didn't want it because they didn't really want it because it's not good. It's cucumber and celery, but it's supposed to, really cleanse your cells.
It looks like it go right through you. Yeah.
I mean, but you come out there like feeling like great, feeling like ready to capture the world. So it was a low search volume. I mean, high search volume, low competition. There was not a lot of people.
How did you know it was high search volume, low competition?
Oh, you use like a different keywords tool. So I used the Pinterest actually search, and it came up, and I just looked, and it was like there was nothing there. So I was like, no one's giving anybody something that's a recipe that doesn't taste like this. And then I said, you know what? And then also you can use keywords everywhere. There's other different keyword tools. There's lots of them out there, which will tell you like it's high, they tell you like it's going up. Yep. And based on that, I say, if I'm looking for this and it's trending, it's a long tail keyword because it shows up celery juice that doesn't taste bad. So, and I did that, and it last August, and the pin is like it's getting I don't know if you can see you probably can't see the traffic on it, but it has let me see, it had
431 reactions. That always helps with distribution.
Yeah, so it's 540,000 impressions, 554,000 impressions, 21,000 pin clicks, 4,000 saves in the year, and all those things, and that's doing pretty well. And it gets comments, Jeff, and people like, can I batch create this? Can I put this in the refrigerator? It's because it's in the comments. So we get comments on it, and folks are asking like, there you go. There are comments, and someone's saying, can I? It looks refreshing. I'm like, it is. Try it, because I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Good. Cool tip.
It is good. It's good. It's palatable. It's good because the apple in it helps it take, and the ginger. The ginger has a kick, and it diffuses some of the celery taste.
Yeah.
It still doesn't sound good. All right. Dawn Ray is using a pin inspector tool that she just found out about, and it's amazing.
Okay. Nice.
What is it?
Can you share the URL, or are you going to keep it?
Yeah.
No, she was very mysterious about it. Okay, hopefully we'll get that. So, we need to wrap up. If Jeff was in charge, we would have been kicked out by now.
Yeah, you went way over. You should have just
by 2 minutes.
Cut out like
by
3
2 minutes, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. Okay, but thank you guys. It was really great to see you again, Jeff, and really great to get to know you better, JJ.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
This was fun.
All right. And Dawn promises to send information. Maybe we can comment on it.
Cool.
Looks like she's on YouTube. All right, cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining in and for watching the replay, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Take care.